What is up, guys? It's Swimmer here, back again with some more Go Battle League action. Going to be battling in the Open Great League again, because I do want to be using this team of Umbreon, Tropius, and Lanturn. I've been using it for most of the week, and I've had some pretty decent success with it. I've managed to climb up a couple hundred points, so I'm sitting at 2972 as of the start of this set. So I'm really hoping to be able to push for Legend tonight. If not, I'll keep at it, but I definitely want to try and hit it before the end of the week, or rather before the leagues swap again on Monday, because Great League is definitely, I think, where I'm stronger. The Ultra League, Open Ultra, and Premier Cup, I think, are not my best formats. So let's go ahead and get right into the battle, and hopefully I can manage to make it to Legend today. Excuse me. So again, credit for this team does not go to me. I believe it's either a Dunebug creation or Dunebug used it to. I know that Dunebug used it to get to Legend. I don't know if he created the team, but I'm going to give him credit because that's where I heard about it. I saw it on King's channel, and King was giving Dunebug credit, so I'm going to do the same thing. Um, but yeah, let's get into this. First matchup, we have Umbreon into Mew. This is great. A really common team is Mew, Skarmory, and Scrafty, and if that's the team, then this is basically game over, just based on team comp. I don't need to shield this. Wild Charge doesn't do too much damage, and they do swap into a Skarmory. Lanturn is such a hard response here, so basically what I'm going to look to do is farm up to 100 energy, or very close to 100 energy. I'm going to throw at 4 more air slashes. 1, 2, 3, 4. I would win CMP, but no sense in risking it, and I'm just going to take it out here with the Thunderbolt. And I've got a lot of leftover energy to threaten whatever comes in. It is, in fact, a Scrafty, so all I need to do is maintain alignment here. I'm going to go for the Hydro Pump to really threaten the HP if they decide not to shield. They do shield, but I'm going to be able to make it to a Thunderbolt unless this is a foul play. It is just a power-up punch. So if they try and farm me down, which looks like they're doing, I am going to be able to make it to this Thunderbolt, and this is going to deal some nice chip damage against the Scrafty. Scrafty's fairly bulky, but not super bulky, so able to get it quite low, actually, and we're definitely going to be able to air slash down. However, they're probably going to swap out. They do swap out into Mew. I've got a lot of energy banked on my Umbreon. I can just go for a foul play here. That does a lot of damage. What I'm going to look to do is build up to basically 100 energy. I want to be able to hit a foul play or a last resort on that Scrafty coming back in. I will shield up the Wild Charge since I do have 2 shields. And now we can throw the foul play here. Could have snarled down, but not a big deal. Gonna go for a foul play against the Scrafty, and we're gonna be able to make it to another one. They're definitely gonna be trying to farm down, I think, or something like that, but that's gonna be enough damage to take them out. They actually decide to surrender. I was gonna swap into my Tropius there either way, and just air slash down. I was really throwing the foul play to stall the clock. But that was just a victory that was based purely on team comp. Umbreon into Mew, really good for me. Uh, Lanturn into Skarmory, really good for me. And Tropius into Scrafty, really good for me. So I don't think there was any way that my opponent could have played that would have resulted in a win for them. All right, I was getting a lot of error 6s the past couple of days and having quite long queue times sometimes, so I do apologize for the queue times in this video. Um, Curious to see whether anybody else has been having that problem, but uh, yeah, that's been a pretty common theme from the past week. All right, Umbreon into Marowak, another amazing lead for me. They swap out into a cast form. I'm going to go ahead and go into Tropius. The reason I'm going into Tropius rather than Lanturn is that Lanturn has a pretty good Alolan Marowak matchup, and especially if shields are down, and I know that they're going to need to burn shields if they want to win this matchup. So I'm going to come into Tropius. The Thunder does neutral damage, but this Leaf Blade does a ton of damage back, and they're not going to be able to get to another move. Going to be able to Air Slash down, Marowak is definitely going to be coming back in, but I have a fair bit of energy that I can threaten with an Aerial Ace. So I'm going to throw one Aerial Ace here. Doesn't deal too much damage. Aerial Ace is such a terrible move. I don't think I'm going to be able to make it to the next one, so I'm just going to Leaf Blade here. And really what this Leaf Blade does is guarantees that they're in foul play range. I think a foul play does about half. They end up having an Azumarill in the back, so Lanturn is a great response to this. I'm just going to go ahead, no shield the first play rough. I want them to prove that they have it. And they do in fact have play rough, so that makes this a little bit closer, but still a very dominant matchup for Lanturn. Gonna throw the Thunderbolts here. I always want to be making sure that I'm building up a bunch of extra energy. Although here I'm throwing it again because I know they're just going to shield right away, and I don't want them to be able to catch on their Marowak. And then they're likely going to look to throw a play rough here and then try and catch on their Marowak. So they go just a little bit early, and I'm actually going to shield this, and then it's really important here that I build up to a Thunderbolt so that I have the Thunderbolt saved for that Azumarill in the back. I would probably be able to survive a play rough and get to one, but this just guarantees, because I'm going to win CMP, that that Thunderbolt is going to land on that Azumarill, and it basically guarantees the game for me. So I'm going to throw the foul play here. This is going to be enough to take out the Marowak. We are going to be able to unload a last resort on this Azu. If they weren't in Thunderbolt range, they definitely are now. And then we're probably going to be able to make it to another last resort. No, they're going to throw a play rough here. If they're smart, they'll undercharge this and try and farm down. Yes, they do undercharge, but our switch clock is up, so we're just going to swap into our Lanturn and throw the Thunderbolt. Because Azumarill can't stack two moves back to back, there is no risk of taking a charge move on Lanturn by accident. So that's why I made that switch there, even though it potentially could have been a little bit risky if they had managed to get some extra energy somewhere. But yeah, that was a really good game. Another game where I win purely based off of team comp. So the algorithm is definitely in my favor so far tonight. 2-0 in the set. I just need 2 more wins in this set, and I should be able to hit Legend. So let's see if we can get those 2 wins. What I've noticed about Open Great League right now is that the only people that are playing it are people that are using the Pokemon that are banned. So especially I've seen tons of Azu, a fair bit of G-Fisk, and a lot of Skarmory. And so having the double Azu counters in the back really gives me great play against teams that have an Azu in the back. And Lanturn just does so well against a lot of those meta Pokemon that it makes the meta pretty predictable. Alright, Haunter on the lead. This is a terrific matchup for Umbreon. They come into their own Umbreon, and I kind of froze for a second on what to do. And so because of that, I need to stay in and chip it a little bit with a last resort before I can come into my Tropius. Tropius does have a positive matchup against Umbreon, but it's very close and can come down to whether or not you or your opponent sneak through some fast moves. So I've gotten 2 Air Slashes through so far, so I'm looking pretty good here. I'm going to be building up some extra energy pretty consistently because I know our switch clocks are out of sync, and I want to maintain some energy to potentially threaten a switch-in. I am going to shield once because I want to make sure that I maintain swap here. The Umbreon onto Haunter is such a powerful matchup that I really want to maintain that at all costs. It's definitely worth going down a shield. They decide not to shield themselves, so I'm perfectly happy to let this foul play hit me. It won't take me out, and it gives their Haunter less farm. I am going to be able to get to a Leaf Blade against this Haunter. I might have been able to get to an Aerial Ace, but honestly, it's such a bad move that they probably do pretty similar damage. And now we can come into Umbreon. They've got an Azu in the back. And again, this is what I'm talking about. So many Azus I've been seeing, and being able to line up a Lanturn against an Azu is just devastating. So just going to, again, take the first play rough, make them prove that they have it. This Azu does not seem to be quite as XL because that play rough did a fair bit more damage. And the sparks are also doing noticeably more damage. So I am going to have to shield up this play rough. And then I need to make sure oh, it's actually an Ice Beam. So nice bait by my opponent. Good recognition that I'm going to shield that move to make sure that my Lanturn can take out the Azu. And then I need to watch out for the switch. Their switch clock is up, so as soon as they swap, I'm swapping into my Umbreon. Hopefully this is just a Shadow Punch. I think that's all they had the energy for. It is, so that's very good to catch it on the Umbreon, and we're just going to be able to snarl down this Haunter. It's so squishy. This Sludge Bomb hurts, but Umbreon can tank it, and now we've got a ton of energy to throw into this Azu. They need to throw energy into us. There's no way that they can bubble down. This last resort is going to put them very, very low, probably in spark range if we were able to swap in. But we're just going to look to get to a foul play. They are throwing a charge move here. It's a play rough. If it was an Ice Beam, it wouldn't have KO'd, and then one spark is able to take out the Azu, and that is going to be a good game. Alright, so 3-0 so far in this set. I just need one more win. Really hoping that I can get it here. Again, being 28 points away, a 4-1 should definitely get me enough points to hit that 3,000 mark and get me to Legend. So, have to see what we get on this next lead. So far, we've had very, very fortunate alignment. Our three leads that we've seen have been Mew, Alolan Marowak, and Haunter. And when you're running with Umbreon in the lead, that's just about as good as you can hope for. So we've been very fortunate on this set, and especially because we've had great responses for the switch-ins for the most part. Really, the Umbreon switch-in was the hardest one that we had to deal with, and that is still a positive matchup for Tropius. So getting into this fourth match here, we have Umbreon into Bastiodon. This is a pretty neutral matchup, but Bastiodon is fairly bad for my back line. So what I'm going to look to do is stay in this matchup and not going to shield the first Stone Edge, but I will shield the second if they stay in. So not going to shield this first one. They threw at 7, so they have no energy. They come in with Pelipper. This is fantastic. I can bring Lanturn in, and I can Thundershock all the way down. Guessing at what's in the back, it's probably going to be like a Tropius or a grass type of some sort. That would be a pretty common pairing with Bastiodon and Pelipper. They do hit us with a Hurricane, but you guys can see Lanturn can absorb this damage so well, and we can just spark all the way down. Have to see what they come in with. It is, in fact, a Venusaur, so this Hydro Pump is going to deal a fair bit of damage if they decide not to shield. Does deal quite a bit, and we might even be able to get to a Thunderbolt. We can. This Thunderbolt is actually going to put them into the red, even though it's resisted, so were able to absorb that damage fairly effectively on Venusaur, but because we had so much, we got them very, very low, and we're now going to be able to Air Slash down with Tropius. So we're able to take out the Venusaur. We shield the Sludge Bomb because that's going to deal the most damage. And this Leaf Blade on the Bastiodon is going to be some nice chip damage. We actually get a shield. We can swap now into Umbreon and go for the foul play. The reason I swapped there is because they could have potentially farmed down the Tropius, which would have put my Umbreon in a very difficult position. But this way they don't have too much extra energy. And Tropius will still be able to threaten them with Leaf Blades when it comes back in. So I'm going to go for a foul play here. We are getting them very low, and they are likely pretty close to another charge move here. So what we're going to do is we're going to get to the foul play, throw the foul play here, and then we're going to swap into Tropius to make sure that we don't get farmed down. And I know that I can survive a Stone Edge quite comfortably. I should still be able to get to the Leaf Blade. We do survive the Stone Edge, and then we're actually just barely able to get to the Leaf Blade. I was worried that the lag there was going to basically make it so that we couldn't, but fortunately we're able to. That is enough damage to take them out, and that is the fourth win of the set, so that should be enough for Legend. I do have one more battle that I've got to get through, but pretty excited at this point. Um, I think that I definitely haven't been playing as well this season as I have in the past couple, but the past few days I've really made some pretty decent gains, and I think I've been playing a lot better, so I've been able to climb up the 300 points or something that I needed. So Nidoqueen on the lead here. Nidoqueen is a very interesting pick, especially in the Remix Cup, actually, since it does well against Charmers, and Bastiodon, and actually has play against Flyers too. But they come into their Fortress, so I'm going to throw a Foul Play and then come into Tropius. Tropius is dealing neutral damage with the Air Slashes, and I know that they're basically going to be forced to throw Mirror Shots at me because Fortress always carries Mirror Shot and Earthquake, and Earthquake is going to deal no damage at all. So we're going to build up some extra energy, go for an Aerial Ace here. They're definitely going to let this go because I do have a lot of extra energy. And then they're probably going to come back in with Nidoqueen and look to Poison Jab down. They do. I'm going to throw this Leaf Blade. Even though I'm debuffed, this will still deal a fair bit of damage, and they actually decide to shield, which is not too surprising. We can come in with Umbreon now. We need to keep this Nidoqueen away from Lanturn, and we're actually going to shield this Earth Power because it's probably going to deal the most damage, to be honest. And they have a Tyranitar in the back, so pretty interesting pick. Very bad Pokemon for Umbreon, since it does resist Last Resort and Foul Play. I am going to shield up the Crunch coming from the Tyranitar, but I'm definitely going to be able to outpace with Lanturn because Smackdown does not generate energy very quickly. So I'm going to go for a Thunderbolt here. This is probably going to get a shield. We do get the shield, then we're able to make it to another one, and this is definitely going to be enough damage to take them out. Tyranitar is quite squishy in the Great League. We are able to take them out. Nidoqueen is coming in. I really want to see if I can get to that Hydro Pump. I decided to bail right there. I don't think I would have been able to make it. It's possible I just should have committed because this Thunderbolt really does not deal very much damage. I'm going to swap now into the Foul Play, into the Umbreon to throw the Foul Play. I know that Nidoqueen can't stack back-to-back moves, and in fact they need 2 Poison Jabs to get to get another one. So we're going to be able to live the Earth Power and get to a Foul Play here. They weren't at another move yet anyways, but they were definitely getting pretty close. So very happy that I was able to win that match and able to hit Legend with a 5-0 here. So have to catch my Pokemon. It's going to be a Shieldon. Nowhere near having enough XL candy for an XL Bastiodon. That's definitely going to be something that I'll have to work on for a while. But here we go. Just going to transfer this Pokemon. And there we are. Hitting Legend. Able to do it with the first time that Great League came back, basically. Getting all my cool gear here, so I'll probably go ahead and equip that. Yeah, I decided almost ended the video there, but I'm going to go ahead and equip it instead. Go for the pose first. And honestly, this isn't my favorite of the poses. I like a bunch of the other ones a fair bit more, but gotta show off the pose, at least for a day or two after getting it. So I'm going to show off that pose and show off the outfit, but quite happy that I was able to hit Legend. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. I'm definitely going to be trying out some more different Pokemon, I think, now that I have hit Legend. But yeah, hope that your guys' times are going well, and I will see you in the next video.